Hi, it's Naomi with Naomi's Tarot. I want you to concentrate on a number, 1, 2, or 3. What is the message that your guides have for you right now? Your angels, your spirit guides. What is their message that they need you to know right now? Pick a number 1, 2, or 3. Pick a card 1, 2, or 3. If you'd like your own reading, incantation, life coaching session, or spell, or spirit channeling, I offer all those services on my website, naomitarot.com. If you chose message number 1, Spirit wants you to know that you must center yourself. Right now, the advice from your higher self, your spirit guides, your angels, is to center yourself. What does centering yourself mean? It means to go within. It means to nurture those aspects of the self that are found in the heart, that are found in the emotions, that are found in the spirit, the creativity, the third eye. You intuitively know what it is that is good for you, what it is that will nurture you, that will feed your soul. And you must utilize those passions, those hobbies, those interests in order to balance yourself right now. Now is not the time to go in action. Now is the time for pause and centering and clarity that is gained from centering. Sometimes when you immerse yourself in those spiritual activities, that may not even seem like spiritual. Maybe exercise gets you more in touch with yourself. Maybe it's not even something like painting or art. Maybe it's exercise and get you more in touch with your spirit. And sometimes when you're immersed in an activity that you enjoy or an activity that you love, then you get these synchronicities and inspirations you did not expect, or you get more in touch with yourself. Some people say jogging is like spirituality for them. It's like religion for them. It gives them life. It gives them a centeredness, jogging, swimming, riding a bike. I don't know how many people can swim right now with what's going on, but this is meant to be timeless. So, that's something you will definitely do at some point if you can't now. Whatever it is that centers you, whatever it is that stimulates that right creative spiritual side of the brain, whether it's exercise, painting, writing, singing, journaling, whatever it is, Spirit is telling you that that is a good idea to do right now, to center yourself. And then you're going to get this burst like that is surrounding this woman, this burst of creativity, this burst of inner knowingness that you gain from being in the moment. Because a lot of those activities, what they do is they center you in the moment. They center you in the only thing that matters, which is the here and now. And that is when your spirit becomes truly alive. If you'd like your own reading, go to naomitarot.com. Tarot readings start at $25. Message number 2, you got the card Spaciousness. What do I no longer need? Help me, God or Goddess, to release whatever people, places, or things drain my vital essence. Show me what will fill me with enthusiasm and joy. What your spirit guides, what your angels, what your higher self wants you to know right now is that maybe it's time to trim out the loose ends right now. Maybe it's time to get rid of those things that no longer serve you in life. Maybe it's time to do a reset. It's time to figure out what and who isn't feeding my soul, isn't feeding the greater good of who I am. What is not giving me that life force, that energy, that beauty, that creativity, that love, that support, whatever it is that I need. And it's not about finding those things from outside people, places, or things. It's about finding it within you. But you must ask yourself, Spirit says, what is not adding to that I already find inside myself? Because you're not supposed to be looking for those things outside from other people. I'm not suggesting that. Spirit is not suggesting that. But who is detracting from that? You also don't want to look outside of yourself for it, but you also don't want somebody or something to detract from that sense of yourself, that sense of being fulfilled, that sense of being centered, as we said in message number 1. So who and what do you need to create more space between in your life? Think about Maybe some things that you've been doing that have been draining you. Maybe it's not a person. Maybe it's some activities you don't need to do anymore. Even hobbies can become burdensome if we're doing too many and we feel drained by it. It's like the story of a child who was involved in dance and gymnastics and Girl Scouts. And she just started crying at her parents because she said, I'm doing too much. It wasn't even enjoyable anymore. She was so overwhelmed. That can apply to adults too. What can you trim out of your life that's no longer serving you, including maybe too many things that you used to enjoy, but you're not enjoying anymore because it's too much? Less is more. I think that's the message here. Less is more. How can you be happy with less? Activities, experiences. How can you be happy with less? It's not to say to lower your expectations, like don't be ambitious, don't want abundance. We deserve that. I believe it's everybody's birthright to be abundant, to thrive, to prosper, to have more than enough. But if it's at the expense of your spirit, it's at the expense of your peace of mind, your state of mind, your self-centeredness, then what can you let go of? If you'd like your own reading, go to naomitarot.com. Tarot readings start at $25. If you chose message number 3, you got the card Chaos. Now, I know this may seem like a scary card at first, especially if you're watching this at a certain time when this video will be released. It may be particularly relevant to what's going on in the world, although this reading is meant to be timeless, so you can watch this at any time, and it should be relevant. But there is a lot of chaos going on in the world, perhaps, and if not in the world right now when you do watch this video, it could just be in your life. And it's a very simple card. It just shows a tornado. It looks like it's in the Midwest or the plains where we have a lot of tornadoes in this country, in the United States. And symbolically, what does the tornado do? Not literally, of course, it's devastating. Of course, it devastates people's homes and lives and animals. It can harm as well. But what can it do symbolically and spiritually? It rips up the old. And through chaos and through destruction, creates a blank slate. If we look at this spiritually, yes, I understand literal tornadoes do not help us that much when we experience them. I am empathetic to people who have been through that. We actually had a little one at our house when I was a kid, believe it or not, and we didn't even live in a place that usually has them. So spiritually, though, what does the essence of destruction, much like the Tower, I think of the Tower card and the Death card when I see this, what does that energy bring about? Now pay attention to what number this card is. That's interesting. In this particular deck, Wisdom of the House of Night, not all the numbers, I think, go with what they're talking about energetically, but this one does in particular. I don't know if it was intentional or by accident, but this is number 9. Number 9 in numerology represents endings. So the tornado brings about through chaos the ending of something. The forced, in some ways, it wasn't by choice that the tornado came through, but the forced crumbling of some ending for a new beginning, of the forced ending or crumbling, not of some ending, of some paradigm, to cause that paradigm to end, to make way for a new beginning. What are you holding on to that you no longer need? What paradigm, what belief systems, what way of life did chaos have to come in and rip up and uproot for you to accept this new beginning? What new beginnings are you going on? What new beginnings can you look towards? And how can you change your life for the better? Yes, through the chaos, through what seems like the negativity. How can you transmute that energy for good? How can you transmute that energy to make way for a new approach in your life, to make money, to relate to people, to live? How can you approach things differently? Because whether you accept it or not, there is an ending coming, and an ending always means a new beginning. But you must accept the new beginning before you can grow, before you can move on, and before you can, yes, also thrive in that new beginning. If you'd like your own reading, go to naomitarot.com. Tarot readings start at $25.